and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Boltor. I hope you enjoyed the new intro. It's the best that free software and royalty-free sound effects can buy. um, Today I wanted to do a deck. Well, before I do that, I want to make this quick little announcement. I've partnered with the website Hearthstone Champion, which, as the name implies, is a Hearthstone website, but they do want to expand into more and more online TCGs, and Spellweaver is the first one they're expanding with, I believe. So I was approached by the man who runs the site to join them, and I have. So my videos will be up on their website as well as up on YouTube, and the links, normally the links I post on the forum will still be the same. Although I think I'll post, links to the Hearthstone Champion where my page or my videos are posted there. I'm also going to be doing writing articles for that site, so I'm going to be doing more involving my channel, I guess I should say. At any rate, guys, today I wanted to take a look at a deck that I've been playing a lot off camera. I mean, this is pretty much my go-to deck for grinding games and just all around playing Spellweaver as of late. It's a Wisdom Corruption control deck, and it's this list comes from Sonneillon from the early metagame article that came out. Well, it's getting on a couple months now. It's a silencer control. It centers around eliminating your opponent's resources. Discarding their hand through Mesmerizing Spirit and Splitting Headache, removing all their dudes with Noxious Fumes, Infernal Tribute, and the MVP of the deck, Necromantic Cult, and then slapping down a silencer to just kind of be like, well, now you're out of cards, you're in top deck mode, anything you top deck gets countered. What are you gonna do? I mean, it's got good removal, it's got a little acceleration with New Horizons, it's got quite a bit of card draw, and I've just been having a ball with this deck, you know what I mean? It's just fun. So I know there are some other iterations of it, and I've tried them, but this one is the one that works best for me. So I just wanted to play this deck. I wanted to play this deck back when the article first came out, but I didn't have any silencers at that point, and I was still trying to finish off some playsets of Antriel and a couple other epics. So I didn't have the silencers to play it. So I really wanted to play this silencer deck, but at any rate. So, let's not play against any AI. So yeah, there'll be a link in the description below to Hearthstone Champion. I don't know what what I do is I make the video, I post it on YouTube, and then I email the man or the guy who's in charge of posting stuff to that site. So I don't know how instantaneously my stuff will be put up. Again, this is my first video that's going to be on that site. So once I've uploaded a couple, videos, I'll kind of know how it works and how, what the usual rate of posts are. So I'm excited. I'm excited that my channel, I'm going to be getting kind of my channel out there more, hopefully reaching more people, and hopefully more people will be interested in Spellweaver. Oh, I had to mention this. I have, my beagle is camping in here today again because he decided today he wanted to be clingy, so he's sleeping over in the corner. So if you hear any jingling, any kind of snoring, any kind of noise, you're like, what the hell is that? Well, it's probably the beagle. He can't seem to find a comfortable place to lay down in, so he's rolling over and he's switching position. At any rate, so I've had quite a bit of success with this deck. I'm also only 5 epics away from completing my set. I need 1 more Dark Portal, 1 more Drela, and 3 more Grand Reunion. Cards that don't really see a whole lot of play. I'm pretty much done with everything that is quote-unquote competitive. The decks that, or the cards that see play in a lot of decks like Silencer and Karthos and even Red Dragon and Antriel. Those cards I all have a finished play set of, but I'm closing in on finally having a full collection. I do still buy packs in order to get the shrines to finish off those collections, but well, there we go, there's a game that took forever. Normally I would try and cut that stuff out, but I like to use those times to make little announcements. This hand sucks. primarily because we don't have any Wisdom Shrines, and we don't have anything to do until like turn 3, so we're gonna draw again. Ugh, this hand would be so good if I could just get a Corruption Shrine. Alright, we're gonna throw back the Silencer because we're not going to be playing it for a while. Corruption Shrine? There we go. There it is. Okay. So down goes the Corruption Shrine. We're going to pass play. Now, like I said, we're going to be controlling the board in the early game, transitioning to kind of a more transitioning to attacking his hand and then finishing off with Silencer. So do I want to play? I think we want to play the Mesmerizing Spirit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this for level. I'm going to Spark for Mesmerizing Spirit. Next turn, I can Ancient Wisdom for some card draw. I can Noxious Fumes his board. I can combo Plague Vermin Noxious Fumes. I mean, yeah, he's got a Infected Survivor, and I could have gone for mana and played Plague Vermin Noxious Fumes to wipe that and then the token off, but it's 1 damage. I don't really care about 1 damage coming at me. Now, that's a little annoying, the 3/3, but at least it just kind of kills itself. So let's what we draw. Plague Vermin. I think we just, yeah. Let's just slap down the pair of Plague Vermin and pass the turn. By all accounts, he appears to be playing a starter deck. Tombs? Nope. Well, that's a little annoying. But watch this. Haha. So, he's going to go down to a 2/2. And when they trade, he's going to get his weakness emblem. So it's actually going to kill that guy. People say I'm not clever. So Wisdom Shrine goes out. I think we just draw here, yeah. Ancient Wisdom. Okay, these are good. This pose 2/3s can be a bit of a problem for this deck because Noxious Fumes only does 2/2. There are quite a few instances where I do sit there and I'm like, well, yeah, I miss Assassinate. Boy, I miss Cataclysm. I think this deck can stand up against, you know, like, the more, or the Dominion control, but it certainly does lack some of the things that, Dominion brings. So we've gotten him down to 2 cards in hand. 1 card in hand. Well, this is kind of a problem. We don't really have any good way of dealing with that. We could throw double Noxious Fumes at the Vulture, which I think we kind of have to because we don't want that getting any bigger. Let's throw this back. Well, we're closer to that than Silencer, so let's throw that back. Okay, that's good. We kind of needed that Sanctum. It's one of our major board control methods. Okay. Oof. We need an Infernal Tribute in the worst way right now. Now we're in kind of an awkward spot. We do this, he just sacrifices that, so that's no... Well, we do this, he sacrifices that, gets a 2/2, we could bring it back, but that he just locks it down with the Dread Knight. What could we draw into? We really need an Infernal Tribute, so let's do this. Okay, the Disquisitive Spirit is good. That's going to buy us a turn or two. We really need we've gotten it to the point where he's pretty much in top deck mode. If we can deal with his board, we win this game. So we block the 6/6. We draw a card. We take 3. That's not what we needed. That's not what we needed either. Let's draw 2 cards and see what we get. Mesmerizing Spirit is okay. Well, I think we just play the Mesmerizing Spirit. No, we don't. Well, we kind of got to play the Mesmerizing Spirit to kind of keep up on blocks. So, I mean, he's got no cards in hand, but it's a blocker. And you know what, let's just New Horizons, because some of these shrines are not what we want to be drawing into right now. And actually, let's send back the Sanctum of the Void and hope to get a draw shrine, and we don't. Okay, well. Oh, that kind of sucks, but we didn't really have anything magical in our hand anyway, so. This is kind of the weakness of the deck. We, force him to sacrifice. Four counter on him, or the 1/1 counter. He's a 4/4 now. So now we at least have 2 creatures in play, and of course. You know, we finally get creatures in play. You know, we finally have something resembling a board, and he top decks an Infernal Tribute. What can you do, right? Alright, well, let's see what we draw into. Yay. Alright, well. That was kind of an example of what really crappy draws can do for, that deck. I mean, the draws weren't all that bad, but he just played a whole bunch of stuff that we couldn't deal with, and that is kind of the issue with his deck. It does have some does have some issue with certain creatures, but that 2/3, it just something we couldn't deal with, especially since it had Deadly. Okay, so first things first. Wisdom Shrine, Spark, New Horizon, and we grab a Corruption Shrine. This is going to let us go turn 2 Mesmerizing Spirit, turn 3 Library Guards. So this is Wisdom Dominion. Does he have a Golem to play? No, he's got an Unstable Reactor. Okay, so this might be a life gain deck. This might be a... I'm not really sure what to expect at this point. So we might get an idea by what he discards. And there's the Beagle. You can hear him. That's him barking in his sleep. Anyone who has dogs knows that they bark in their sleep sometimes. So this is going to deal 2 damage, so playing a Library Guard isn't that big a deal. So we're just going to swing in for 2. I mean, this kind of looks like the Dominion Wisdom Life Gain deck that I played. Yep, there it is. And unfortunately, this list that I'm playing, the one that I'm currently running, plays absolutely no artifact hate. It doesn't play any Power Engineers, so I might actually just lose this because of that. But then again, I don't really encounter all that many spells or artifacts, so bit of a weird so I guess I just got to be the aggressor here. Hopefully play a bunch of stuff that doesn't immediately die to reactor exploding. So he's going to gain 1 up to 20. This is going to pop and kill our Mesmerizing Spirit if he doesn't do anything else. No, he won't, because he'll put 1 energy in here. This will go to 3, and then 2 artifacts pumps it up to 5. So we should get another turn of attacking with our all 3 of our creatures. But we'll see what he's got. Double Wisdom. Lamp? No, Flash Freeze. Okay, so when this pops, if he lets it pop, he'll kill 2. Okay, so it will kill 2 of our creatures. That's fine. We're just going to play the Necromantic Cult, and I think we're going to play the Disquisitive Spirit. Swing for 2, so he'll go to 18, gain 1, go to 19. I don't think Plague Vermin's going to do much of anything in this matchup, so... And then really anything that Plague Vermin can kill, we've got the Flash Freezes to take care of anyway. Well, that Storm's a little annoying, but it hits the one guy I really wanted it to hit, which is good. Well, I don't think there's any real better time to do this than to just go Library Guards, swing in for 6. If I wasn't stupid, I also would have New Horizoned. Now, he could have Karthos in this deck. I mean, he'd be stupid not to play it. So, there's a Force Wielder. That's kind of annoying. But I can kill the Force Wielder, hopefully with a, hopefully that hits my cult. Hopefully the storm hits my cult. I can't activate this guy because of the sleep. I don't want to flash freeze anything, so we're just going to kind of hope that this hits this because it won't kill anything. Nope. But he could still get bigger. So we'll do this. I make him sacrifice that for 2. So I think that's what I'll do. Send Plague Vermin back for a shrine. So let me think here. Do I put more aggression on the board? Actually, I think I just Restless Tombs, make him sacrifice. Yeah, that sounds good. And then swing in for 2. Now, we're a little behind the life, or we're behind the life gain only because of the sleep. But he has to keep pumping energy into the sleep in order to, although of course, no, he doesn't have Karthos because he doesn't have the double Dominion just yet. Next turn we can Shrine Silencer, or we can Shrine Horizons Silencer. But we are going to hopefully counteract his ideally. Oh, I forgot. I didn't realize I was about to pop. Well, that's a little annoying, but you know what? I think we just kind of go for Silencer here. So is there anything I want to play other than this and this? Because if I do these 2, then if I do this for, I can do this for mana and potentially save for a Flash Freeze, but I don't need to save it if I've got Silencer out. So, let me see here. No, I think I just go for this. Should have done the New Horizons first because Thins out the deck, and then he slapped down the silencer. Alright, so we're going to swing it for 2. He's going to gain 5. This is going to be a long game, guys, so I think there might only be 2 games in this video, just because, I have legitimately no idea how this game is going to play out. So he was able to push through my, silencer, but hopefully we draw another one. How funny would that be? This is absolutely useless, so let's go for, I was really hoping for a draw shrine. Oh, he's going to be gaining 7. And he's got to put energy into his storm, otherwise storm just dies. A deck similar to this, although I played basic Darius instead of advanced Darius, that's what I did. I used to play that for fun quite a bit ago, so send back New Horizons and miss out on a shrine, of course. So we're going to force him to discard a card. And we can't attack with anything because everything's shocked. So he's going to gain 8. He's burned through 2 storms. Yeah. Another sleep for my cult. Draw noxious fumes, which of course does nothing in this matchup. We've got a handful of nothing because we didn't play any creatures. So we just attack with a whole bunch of dudes. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we'll put him to 19 at least. And counteract his life gain for 1 turn. And he is in top deck mode. Now, this is going to pop for 2, but it's not gonna wipe everything. Next turn. He is in top deck mode and he doesn't play basic Darius, so he is not going to be drawing extra cards. So he just lets that pop, so that that ends his turn. Cult gets enormous because a bunch of creatures died while I had a bunch of mana. Draw a card. Plague Vermin. Yeah, sure, why not? So we're gonna swing in for 4. Oops. He's gone through. This is his 2nd sleep. So he's got to draw. He's basically got to draw a whole bunch of. Although he can shock. Yep. So at least our cult gets bigger. Not sure if that's freezing. 1350. Yep. We have no direct damage, and he's got another sleep. I mean, it doesn't make much of a difference because we have the shock, but boy, our opponents are just having some pretty crazy top decks these games. Probably just a shrine in his hand, but yep. Well, that's game. It's kind of a, I'm gonna do one more game just in hopes that I can get something that but this deck is really good on ranked because it's, you know, built to kind of handle some of the more meta decks. I played against Mono Corruption, which you're not going to see a whole lot of, and I played against Wisdom Dominion Life Gain. You know what I mean? 2 decks that I just like, I just kind of auto lose to. Because of the way the deck is built, you know what I mean? So I don't know what to say. This is a This is a terrible hand because of all the shrines. And now this is a decent hand, again, if we can draw a Corruption Shrine. Alright, so we're going to send back one Necromantic Cult, hopefully get a Corruption Shrine, there we go. Although, I'm an idiot because I didn't realize I had the New Horizons in hand. That lets me just ramp right into. Although having the other Corruption Shrine is good because of the Necromantic Cult. It dodges assassinates, it dodges, it's kind of hard to deal with. Gross Experiment, okay, good. I was about to say, Gross Experiment into something like an Overcharger for like that really early game, like super aggression would have been hard to deal with, but I'm glad he whiffed. NMS 127. So he's gonna play another one. Do you have a 2-drop, buddy? Use that. Okay, I was about to say use that ability awfully quick, so I was wondering, do you have a 2-drop? Alright, so we're gonna play the Library Guards, draw a card. Trades here, unless he's got an Assassinate. Kind of hoping to draw a moon, or well, we can Necromantic Cult that. Hopefully he attacks and doesn't trade. And hopefully he doesn't have, ooh boy. Yeah. This is a bit of a funny example because like I said, I've been playing this deck a lot, and in all this time, I haven't encountered very artifact heavy decks, but you know, I sit down to record videos and it's nothing but artifact and spell heavy decks, you know what I mean? Probably should have drawn first, but I may have played this instead, but well, never mind, because I already had one. So ideally what we're going to be wanting to go with is he's probably not going to even attack with the Moon Priestess because he knows I'll just trade. But we want to get Necromantic Call out on the board a turn when he has some spare mana and creatures to trade away, so that we can get a bunch of counters on him. Because once we get counters on him and he starts spreading them around and killing stuff, there are times where Necromantic Cult has like 2 counters on him. He kills something with 2 health, gets a counter on him, or there are times where you just play him and like you kill off a 1/1 with like Plague Vermin, and then you put a counter on him and you kill off another 1/1. It's just one of those times where you can kind of just he can just kind of run away and be all sorts of crazy. Do I feel okay enough to whittle him down to 1 card? I don't think so. We will play the Mesmerizing Spirit because it's another blocker. And we'll play another Disquisitive Spirit. Now, next turn we can go Corruption Shrine, Necromantic Cult, and really kind of trade away into his board. Power Seeker is okay. We'll just throw a chump blocker in front of it, and then the following turn kill it with one of our spirits. What else do you have, buddy? He attacks with the 3/2. Does he attack with the 2/3? Yes. Okay. That's fine. It's only 5 damage. I'm gonna let that through. It's 5 mana, 3 cards in hand. He's got to pay 1 mana to bounce this anyway, but he might just bounce it and replay it. If he does that, then I know he's got really nothing else going on. Yeah, I think we just let that through. It's only 5 damage. This deck doesn't play any life gain, but it's fine. We don't necessarily need it. I did that primarily just so I could ooh that Plague Vermin. So let's see here. If I go this and then this, I'll have 2 mana left to put 2 counters on Cult. Right? Yep. Okay, so here's the play. Go Necromantic Cult, Plague Vermin. Sack Plague Vermin, kill her. Get 2 counters on him. -2, or -1, kill that off. And then we just kill off his Power Seeker. Or not, because I'm an idiot. Oops. Well, no one said I never said I was the best Spellweaver player in the game. Now, does he have an Assassinate? Nope. Okay. That's good. Of course, he could have top decked one right now. Or he could draw into it off of his shrine. But because we've got creatures to block with, and we've got the Necromantic Cult out, I'm actually feeling very good about our current board position. Basically, what I need him to have is not like double Assassinate. That would pretty much be like the worst for me right now. Because if he assassinates both of these guys, then there's wow. He's really going all in on killing my cult here. So let's see, how do I want to play this out? How do I want this to play out? If I throw this in front of the Power Seeker, then basically the way this is going to go, well, he's already, so let me do this, because I do want, the Power Seeker I do want to die, but I can kill with any number of, removal spells that I might draw, so there was physically no way for me to save my Necromantic Cult there. If he doesn't play anything else, alright. I was about to say, if he doesn't play anything else, then Sanctum just kills off his Power Seeker. Do I want to revive that? Nope. I think I'd much rather make him discard 3 cards. I've found that when you do the Mesmerizing Spirit Splitting Headache or Double Splitting Headache turn, your opponent's down to like 1 or 2 cards in hand. They kind of tend to scoop. So this is, I realize the guy's playing a starter deck, but I mean I did lose to a starter deck in game 1. So this is a little bit more what the deck does. It's a little bit of a better example, and that's kind of what I wanted. That's kind of what I was hoping for in this game. Just survive the early aggression, whittle your opponent down hand-wise, run them out of resources, and then just kind of out-advantage them in the late game. Like, this is just going to generate creatures to attack with every turn, and then the Silencer comes down and kind of just wins the game. This deck could, and I'm going to talk about what I think, like some changes that could be made to the deck. I'm not saying I'm the greatest Spellweaver player and that I know better than the people who are at the top rank, but in my experience, some of the issues with this deck are that it does have like, if you find yourself encountering a bunch of this deck, then you can make this change, you know what I mean? This is going to be that kind of a bit of a discussion, because that's one of the things that I saw people were, like, I have the poll for what should I do for future content. One of them was deck discussions. Like, it's almost tied with, I believe deck discussion is now actually, like, tied with Spellweaver Speculation for 2nd place. But if he doesn't have another creature, we just Soul Prison. If he does have a second creature, we can Infernal Tribute. I'd like something more than just shrines and mana ramp in hand, but we'll see what we get. Okay, so there's a Swiftblade Assassin. We can just Infernal Tribute. Hopefully we draw into something we can actually play. Splitting Headache doesn't accomplish a whole lot, but what we can do is we can Infernal Tribute to kill both his dudes. Then we can Thunderstorm Titan. We can get his Thunderstorm Titan. Now, why didn't I take the Swiftblade Assassin? Well, two reasons. One, this guy's bigger, and two, while it's obvious I have the mana to constantly pump or pay the cost for the Swiftblade Assassin, for one situation I can't replay the Assassin. So the Titan is pretty much better all around. There's a Necromantic Cult. We'll just play him and swing in for 6. I could Splitting Headache just to get rid of that one card in hand, but I feel fine with Flash Freezes and Noxious Fumes to pretty much kill anything that he might play. Plus, we've got, if he plays one creature, we've got the Soul Prison. So he can take control of, he could take back his Thunderstorm Titan with Drela, but that's fine because that is fine because we can basically just steal it back. That's going to stay exhausted on his turn, I believe. I don't know, I haven't encountered Drela. Yep, so he's still exhausted. So what we can do is we can do this. Double swing his face. He can exhaust one of our zombies. Yeah, I think he just kind of realized that there's no point in doing that. So, kill that. Swing in for 4. Get a Might Emblem on him. And, you know what? I'm pretty sure this just seals the game away, but there, now we have our own Drela. Oh, he Cataclysmed, because I'm an idiot. Of course, he had to top deck that, so I'm not, I guess you can't, I can't really anticipate him top decking, but now he's in for a world of hurt, because now we've got the Silencer out. This is kind of the dream. Your opponent in top deck mode, you have a Restless Tombs in play, and you've got the Silencer. Again, that, like I said, that's the dream. The deck can certainly win without having the dream in play. But I kind of admire this other player, because a lot of other players who I found in this position would have just scooped already, but he's kind of hanging in there. And, well, it looks extremely good. Like, I'm in an extremely good position right now. I guess, I mean, in theory, the game isn't exactly over. I mean, if he keeps, if he top decks into a whole bunch of stuff that, just whittles us down. Like, he whittled through 4 out of the energy on Silencer already. And, he draws into, like, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what he could top deck in Mono Dominion, but hey, for all I know, he plays Overwhelming Forces and can get like 7 dudes in play that I just can't deal with, you know what I mean? Okay, well, our opponent resigned, so that's the game. Primarily, what I'm going to say about this deck is it can get kind of overrun because it doesn't play Cataclysm. It doesn't play, the only real mass removal it has is Infernal Tribute. So I kind of feel like it suffers from that, but it's what you're going to get when you're playing Corruption Wisdom, you know what I mean? But so one thing that I did think about doing in multiple games was maybe cut us 1 Splitting Headache and maybe 1 Mesmerizing Spirit if you find yourself up against a lot of aggro, and play, where is he? There he is. Play 2 Power Engineer. Again, if you're just finding yourself up against a bunch of decks that, you know, use artifacts or such, or spells, like, Restless Tombs, or, whatchamacallem, implants, kind of stuff like that, then you can play some Power Engineers. Other than that, this deck, I really feel like this deck is strong. I know I didn't have the best, kind of the strongest showing, with the deck, but again, and if you find yourself up against some, I mean, this deck has spirits, it's got Plague Vermin, it's got Mesmerizing Spirits, it's got Flash Freezes, it's got Noxious Fumes, it's got a bunch of stuff to deal with the early game aggression. But like, if you find yourself just unable to deal with certain creatures, like oh, I don't know, like that 2/3 that they had, maybe you could play something along the lines of, like, maybe Succubus is a 3/3 to trade into it, or maybe even some Force Mage Protectors for, you know, being able to trade up, you know, make some trades that otherwise wouldn't be favorable for you. Maybe even a Consumed Spirit, because you're going to be going in, like, into double corruption quite a lot, like, quite early in the game for Necromantic Cult. So maybe you could find some room for some Consumed Spirits. Again, it's more, you know, what you want to do. I have felt every once in a while that maybe a Reanimate could find its way in here. Like, for instance, as opposed to, you could take out the Restless Tombs. You don't really need the Restless Tombs to win. It does help, because when your opponent's kind of wiped out of resources and they have to draw into spell removal to wipe out your endless stream of zombies. But if you feel like you have other win conditions, you could definitely remove it. The other card that I would like to see fit in here, maybe take out a Library Guard or a Mesmerizing Spirit or 2. Infernal Vultures, just, it help really. Infernal Vultures can be like a game winner against certain control decks. Like, in certain, like, if I had in certain games, it just seems like being able to slap down that Vulture and make them bigger every turn can just win you a game. You know what I mean? People who play with this card know exactly what I mean. But those are some techs you can make to the deck. I'm not saying you absolutely have to make them for the deck to win. I'm just saying that if you're having trouble against a certain deck, you know, you could play Power Engineer. If you're having trouble against control decks, I mean, this deck is kind of anti-control in its silencer, and it's a discard. But you could also play some Vultures. Maybe if you're having trouble against, like, early game, like, I have noticed that I do have a little bit of trouble with like that Nature Dominion Elves that's running around, that I will probably be spotlighting here soon, because Advanced Neva is kind of ridiculous these days. Consumed Spirit, being able to, like, you know, take 2 away from one creature and give it make one of your creatures bigger, can you know, help you. Maybe a Disarm if you really feel you need it. But again, this, I've been having a lot of success, and my beagle is snoring rather loudly now. I don't know if you guys can even hear it on the microphone, but I can certainly hear it. And it's more or less just what you guys want to do, kind of how you feel the deck, or what the deck needs as you play it. So again, feel free to check out this video on Hearthstone Champion. Again, I'm not 100% sure when it'll be up, but it should be up relatively soon. Ooh, quest. I'm sorry if that was loud. I'm a little ADD, but anyway. So feel free to check out my video on HearthstoneChampion.com. I'm not exactly sure when it'll be up, but when it's up, I'll make sure to let everyone know. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's gonna do it for me. May the cards rise to meet you, and bring good RNG to your enemies' enemies.